If you would like to make a donation or enter the chance to win 2 SeaWorld tickets, please go and visit the Dance Marathon table right outside these doors in the lobby. For more information, find someone in a DMER, flagpole, or visit their table. And reach the goal of raising $12,000 this year because kids can't wait. They need us, and together we can change kids' health and change their future. Spartans is proud to be the official sponsor of the Fly and the official Embry-Riddle student tailgate all season long with close proximity to campus and exceptional student living. May go away, Spartans go home today.
This is a gated community. and the Eagles of Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University. I'm Ryan Mosier, be bringing you tonight's action for the women's game. Embry-Riddle Director of Athletics John Phillips will be on the call for the men's game, which will take place 30 minutes after the conclusion of this one here. But first, we have the Spartans, who enter at 17-1 overall, 10-1 in SSC play, coached by head coach Tom Jesse. Embry-Riddle enters at 8-8 overall, 3-7 in the SSC. Tampa 9-1 in the SSC, not 10-1. 9-1 in league play. Embry-Riddle 3-7 in the SSC action, coached by head coach Lisa Wilson. The 2022-23 Embry-Riddle women's basketball season is presented by Daytona Mitsubishi. With an unparalleled dedication to their customers' needs, Daytona Mitsubishi is sure to make your car buying experience one of a kind. Daytona Mitsubishi is proud to support Embry-Riddle athletics. Tonight's game is presented by Stoke Poke. Stoke Poke is excited to serve you at one of their 3 locations, one Daytona, Port Orange, and most recently, New Smyrna Beach. Stoke Poke specializes in Hawaiian-style fresh eats, including poke, acai, and street tacos. Stoke Poke. Today's pregame charge-up is presented by Giles Electric. Giles Electric, family-owned, family-operated, and celebrating over 50 years of powerful personal service. Giles Electric. Embry-Riddle coming off a 78-60 loss against Nova Southeastern on Wednesday. Eagles had a couple of good quarters, but conversely had a couple of bad quarters as the Sharks, who sit just outside the top 25, defeated Embry-Riddle 78-60. For Tampa, they've only lost one time this year. It was a road game at PBA, maybe one of the bigger surprises, not just this year, but the last several years in SSC action. They're coming off a win at St. Leo, 68-59. Let's take a moment and meet the starters. First, for the visiting Spartans from Tampa, in the backcourt, a 5'5 junior out of Naples, Florida, Maya Gusto. Also in the backcourt, a 5'6 sophomore out of Boca Raton, Audrey Ramsey. And a 5'5 junior from Mason, Ohio, Sarah Jones, transferred to Tampa from Embry-Riddle. In the front court is a 5'11 senior out of Bartow, Florida, Malia Sullivan. And a 6'3 senior out of Cary, Ohio, Sydney Kinn. For Embry-Riddle, their lineup looks like this. In the backcourt, a 5'7 junior guard out of Waynesville, Ohio, number 5, Rachel Murray. She's joined by a 5'8 junior guard out of Fort Erie, Ontario, Ketra Balabiakubo, and a 5'7 sophomore out of Grand Prairie, Texas, number 23, Madison Jean Louis. In the front court, a 5'8 sophomore out of Staten Island, New York, number 10, Jenna Tatarich. And the senior on the roster from Royal Palm Beach, Florida, wearing number 24, Sydney Jones. We'll take a break and turn things over to Curtis Klein as he will reintroduce the starting lineup as well as the national anthem. You're watching the Embry-Riddle Game Day Network.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the ICI Center. And before we get on, the athletic department would like to extend a warm welcome to the Embry-Riddle Dance Marathon Organization and Orlando Health Miracle Network to the arena. Yes. Tonight's Sunshine State Conference basketball game features the Spartans from the University of Tampa and your Eagles from Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University. And at this time, I ask you to please join
Embry-Riddle Pep Band delivering the national anthem this evening. Tampa in their road black uniforms, red numbers with white outline. Embry-Riddle home white uniforms with gold numbers, blue letters outlined in the inverse. Let's take a look at today's Sonny's Barbecue secret sauce. The things Embry-Riddle will need to do to take care of business against one of the best teams in the country. A top 10 team in the University of Tampa. Number 1, play loose. Nothing to lose for the Eagles when you're playing against a top 25 team. Number 2, defend the post. Tampa has 2, if not the best 2, post players in the league in Sydney Kinn and Malia Sullivan. And number 3, finally, hit the open looks. If you want to pull off the upset, you got to hit the easy ones. Again, the starting lineup for the Spartans: Gusto, Kinn, Ramsey, Jones, and Sullivan. Tampa listed at number 7 in the coaches poll. I believe in the D2 Saito poll, they're also in the top 10. Just one loss this year that was at PBA 7 games ago. 17-1 overall, 9-1 in SSC play. Embry-Riddle at 3-7 in league action. If the season ended right now, they would be in the SSC tournament. They are sitting in that 8th and final spot. However, just 1 game in front of St. Leo and Rollins and 2 games in front of Florida Tech. We are complete with 1/2 of the SSC schedule, so every team has played each other so far. Everyone will be heading back and playing the second part of their home and home against all the other opponents. Embry-Riddle tonight. Tampa at home. Wednesday at Barry. Next Saturday home against Eckerd. February 1st at Lynn. February 4th at St. Leo. The 8th, PBA comes to town. On the 15th, Florida Tech comes to town. The Eagles visit Florida Southern on the 18th. They host Rollins on the 22nd, and they go to Nova Southeastern on the 25th to close out the regular season. For the Eagles, their lineup again is this: Rachel Murray along with Ketra Balabia-Kubo and Madison Jean-Louis in the backcourt, and in the front court, Jenna Tuterich and Sydney Jones. Michelob Ultra, a proud partner of Embry-Riddle Athletics, is excited to celebrate game day here in the ICI Center. Remember to live Ultra. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Thank you, Michelob Ultra. So there may be a administrative technical prior to the start of this game. Waiting for confirmation here once the lights come back up. If the lights do come back up. Let's hope. Lights still off. So there is a rule about the shot clock. When it goes off, the lights around the backboard either are or are not supposed to go off, according to NCAA rules. And here at Embry-Riddle, it does the opposite of those things. And so there's been waivers, I think, that have been allowed for at least the start of this year. But now that we're well into the year, those waivers have expired, and it sounds like the Eagles are going to receive an administrative technical, and it looks like there is going to be a free throw shooter for the Spartans. That is number 5, Audrey Ramsey, the sophomore out of Boca Raton. She is standing at the free throw line. And the music is still going. And the free throw is happening. And she made it anyway, so now would be the time to turn the music down. Still playing. Guess no one noticed or no one cared, because anyway, it's 1-0 Tampa before the tip takes place. And now the music goes down. Sydney Jones will jump along with Kinn. Kinn will win it to Sullivan, and here come the Spartans moving left to right across your screen. Eagles in a 2-3 zone to start things. Here's Kin on the block. She'll turn and shoot a little 4-footer, no good. Sullivan, though, offensive rebound. She couldn't handle it, goes out of bounds. Kin leads the Spartans with 18 points per game to go along with 9.8 rebounds, so nearly averaging a double-double on the year. Sullivan at 13.3 points and 4 rebounds a game. Maya Gusto at 12 points and 3.5 rebounds. Audra Ramsey, 11 points and 6 rebounds. Lights finally coming all the way on here. Here's Rachel Murray at the elbow, picks up her dribble, gets it back out to Balabia Kubo. 1-0 Tampa. Here's Jones at the elbow. She'll drive in. Lost her possession momentarily, got it back. 3-ball from Tatarich on the way. It's short. Rebound comes to Ramsey for the Spartans. Here's Sullivan on the block. She'll turn and face. Couple dribbles, kick it back out to Ramsey. Thought about a 3. Goes back to Sullivan on the wing. Here's Gusto. Gusto will drive in, and she's going to be charged for an offensive foul. Sydney Jones took that one. So a turnover for the Spartans on their second possession. We played 1 minute and 5 seconds here in the ICI Center. Steve and Vicky Rittercourt, named earlier this year. Here's Balabia Kubo in the corner. Tampa in man-to-man. Balabia Kubo into the lane. Little scoop shot, no good. Kin grabs the rebound and finds Gusto. Good look there from Balabia Kubo. Got around Gusto, but couldn't put that layup up and in. Gusto guarded by Balabia Kubo. Looks like the Eagles are going back to, or dropping into man defense. Here's Jones. Jones, the former Eagle. Jones at the block. Kicks it out, Ramsey. Shot clock down to 8. Sullivan, top of the key. Working against Tatarich. Little crossover, fade away from the free throw line, and she buried it. Malia Sullivan, the senior out of Bartow, Florida. Went to Winter Haven High School. 3-0 Spartans after a couple of minutes of play. Jean Louis, long 2 on the way. That one's no good. Gusto grabs the board. And Gusto hits the floor, and Balabia Kubo will be whistled for the foul. The bump was earlier, and then Gusto lost her footing a little bit, and the referee had no choice but to call the foul. If Gusto hadn't have fallen to the floor, I don't think a foul would have been called. Here's Kin on the block. Kin, layup, up and good. Eagles caught sleeping there. Nice inbounds from the Spartans. It's 5-0 Tampa. Jones working against Kin. Jones, little hook shot, way too strong. And the basketball will belong with the Eagles as Tatarich was able to get that rebound. Ramsey touched it last. Eagles still looking for their first points of the day. 5-0 visitors. Balabia Kubo finally gets it in to Tatarich, but before that, Sullivan steals it away. Sullivan trying to go coast to coast. She puts it up, can't get the friendly roll. Ball loose, last touch by Embry-Riddle. It will stay with the Spartans. Tampa ranks second in the country in NCAA Division II in field goal percentage at 51.2%. As Sullivan drives to the hoop, it's 7-0 Tampa. 3 minutes into this one. Murray to Tatarich, top of the key. Jean Louis driving in. Jean Louis from the block. Can't get that one to go. Balabia Kubo, though, there with the rebound. Murray on the wing. Kicks it out for Jean Louis. 10 on the shot clock for the Eagles. Jean Louis with a screen from Tatarich. She'll put up a shot from distance. Not quite 3, but it is the first point to the Eagles. 7-2. Jones will walk the ball up the floor, guarded by Murray. A couple of Ohio natives. Ramsey out of Boca Raton, right out of Lynn's backyard. She'll shoot a step-back 3, doesn't get it to go, but Kin will get the offensive rebound. Kin's a grad transfer from the University of Findlay. Kin's layup is up and in. Kin with a pretty sizable height advantage. She's listed at 6'3". Sydney Jones for the Eagles is listed at 6 foot. Jean Louis down the lane. She gets stripped of the basketball. Last touch by Gusto. Good defense there by Maya Gusto. Looks like we have a sub. It's going to be Kelly Thomas coming in. Eagles are going to try to answer the size of Kin with the size of Thomas. Thomas listed at 6'2", so only giving up an inch to Kin. Eagles down 9-2. 5:45 left to go here in the first quarter. Thomas takes a dribble, finds Jean Louis. Ball poked away, finds its way back to Thomas, and Thomas has an easy layup. Not what the Eagles envisioned, but it worked out for the blue and gold. 9-4. Ramsey gets a screen from Sullivan. Kicks it back over to Kin. Inside, Sullivan on the block, working against the Terich. And she'll put it up and in for an easy 2. Sullivan has 6 to lead all scorers. They've made 5 of 8 field goals so far. Embry-Riddle 2 of 7. Dalibia Kubo in the lane. She'll step through. Shot up and can't get it to go. Thomas, though, offensive rebound. And she throws it to Murray, who's able to recover after Ramsey got her hands on it. 12 on the shot clock for Embry-Riddle. Murray bounce pass to Thomas. She'll put up a shot. Can't get that one to go. Gets her own rebound. Back up and in. Kelly Thomas has hit the boards after coming in off the bench. Eagles down 5. Under 5 to play here in the first. So next dead ball will be immediate timeout. Gusto guarded by Jean Louis. Down the lane. Throws on the stop sign. Sullivan working against the Terich from the free throw line. Fade away. No. Rebound is Kelly Thomas's. Dalibia Kubo is going to push the tempo. Ketcher looking inside. Instead, she'll kick it out to Jean Louis. Back to Ketcher in the corner. 3 ball for Dalibia Kubo is no good. Ramsey has the rebound, and she's going to race it into the front court. Gets it up to Jones. Jones crossover. Kick it out to Gusto. Thought about a 3. Instead, she'll go back inside Kin. Kin will turn, put it up, in, and get the foul. 13-6 Tampa. That will take us to immediate timeout. 3:59 to go here in the first quarter. You're watching the Embry-Riddle Game Day Network. Welcome back to the ICI Center where Tampa leads Embry-Riddle 13-6. Sydney Kin will head to the free throw line to try to complete the old-fashioned three-point play here in a moment. In these two teams' earlier matchup this year over in Tampa, the Spartans came away with a 70-55 victory. It was tied after the first quarter, 11-11, and then Tampa outscored the Eagles by 13 in the second quarter and 11 in the third to build up a large lead before Embry-Riddle was able to claw their way back in the fourth. They outscored the home team in that one by 9 in the fourth quarter, but it was a 70-55 final for the Spartans. Kin had 18 points to lead the way for Tampa. Ramsey had 16. Eleanor Marcheski had 15 off the bench. Free throw is good for Kin. Makes it a 14-6 ball game. Kaylee Turpinning is in for Embry-Riddle. Turpinning, the freshman out of Pennsylvania. Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. Freedom High School product. Jean Louis working against Gusto. She'll put a shot up, can't get it to go. Kin grabs the rebound. Good look there by Jean Louis. She just couldn't find the bottom of the net. Eagles just 3 of 11. From the field. Under 4 minutes to play here in the first quarter. Ramsey gets it out to Sullivan. Sullivan with 5 on the shot clock, behind the back pass. Skip pass, Sarah Jones. She'll have to shoot it. Forces up a shot, and she's going to be fouled by Turpinning. Unfortunate break for the Eagles there. They defended really, really well for 30 seconds. But unfortunately, fouled Sarah Jones as she was attempting a desperation shot at the buzzer. Sarah Jones, a 94% free throw shooter on the year. She's only missed 1 this season. Makes the first, makes it a 15-6 ball game. Second free throw on the way. That one's good as well. About as automatic as you can get. 16-6, Eagles down double digits. 3 minutes to play here in the first. Balabia Kubo, out for Tatarich. Inside Thomas in the lane. Dribble, kick it out. Turpinning, open 3 for Kaylee. That one's no good. Rebound fought for. Kin and Balabia Kubo are tied up. And it will go to Embry-Riddle on the alternating possession. Good job by Balabia Kubo to get her hands in there. Looks like Rachel Murray will come in off the bench. She'll replace Jean Louis. Spartans have won 8 in a row in this matchup, as the fadeaway there from Tatarich is no good. Thomas, though, with the offensive rebound, and she's fouled. Kelly Thomas has done a great job on the boards in just 3 minutes. Here comes Alani Gallagher, graduate student out of Vestal, New York. She replaces Kin. Eagles have a fresh 20 on the shot clock. Balabia Kubo drives baseline, gets cut off. Pulls it back out for Murray. Murray gets a screen from Thomas. Kick it out, Turpin. Excuse me, that's Tatarich. 8 on the shot clock. Balabia Kubo. Murray in the corner. Murray drives baseline, reverse layup. Rachel Murray can't get that one to go. I think she was a little lost on where she was. Sullivan trying to go coast to coast. Tried to find Gallagher. Instead, it hits off her fingertips and goes out of bounds. Here comes Mary Langeman. Langeman played well over in Tampa late in that one. I was actually at that ball game. She had 8 points in just 9 minutes. See if the freshman from Michigan can do more of the same here in this one. Thomas at the elbow. Back out for Langeman, guarded by Sullivan. Over for Balabia Kubo. Inside Thomas. Takes a dribble, kick it out. Langeman thought about a 3. Instead, it'll be Murray. Murray gets a screen from the free throw line. That one is no good. Rebound on the floor, fought for. It's going to be another jump ball. This one will go back to the Spartans. But again, it's Balabia Kubo getting in there. Looks like Jean Louis back in. She'll replace Ketra. Eagles shooting just 19%. 3 of 16 from the field. 0 for 3 from deep. Eagles going to jump into a full court press here. Now maybe not a full court press. They backed off fairly easily. This is Audrey Leipold, excuse me. She came in recently. She's a grad student out of Seffner, Florida. We're going to have a blocking foul against Embry-Riddle, and Sarah Jones went to the hoop. Foul's going to go against Langeman, her first, team's 4th. So for the last 93 seconds of this first quarter, the Spartans will be shooting free throws. Into the game is Eleanor Marcheski, senior out of Quebec. A lot of upperclassmen on this Tampa team, very experienced. 9 upperclassmen. Just 5 underclassmen for UT. Jones goes 1 for 2 at the free throw line, so just her second missed free throw this year. Spartans lead at 17-6. Turpinning hands it off for Jean Louis. Inside Langeman on the block. She'll turn, put a layup up and in. Good move there by Mary Langeman. More of that, please. Leipold will walk it up the floor. She's guarded by Murray. Tom Jesse in his 21st season at the helm of the Spartans. Jones, she'll shoot it from the elbow. Can't get the roll, but it's an offensive rebound for Marcheski, and her follow-up is good. 6-foot senior out of Quebec, Eleanor Marcheski, makes it a 19-8 ball game. Eagles down 11. Here's Thomas on the block, working against Marcheski. Tried to find Turpinning. Instead, it's stolen away by Leopold. Marcheski gets cut off, kicks it all the way out. Stolen away by Jean Louis, and they're going to get Sarah Jones for reaching in. Looks like Sydney Jones and catcher Balabiakubo will check in for the blue and gold as Thomas and Turpinning head to the bench. Give me a little flashback to a couple years ago when the Eagles had 3 Joneses on the team. Sydney Jones, Sarah Jones, and yet another Jones. That was confusing, especially when they were all on the floor at the same time. Balabiakubo. Eagles could probably hold for the last second shot if they want. A scoop shot there from Jones is good. That's Sydney Jones. 19-10, Spartans up 9. 8 seconds left to go here in the first quarter. Jones got it by Murray. Jones, spin move in the lane. Little floater is up and in. Makes it a 21-10 ball game after 10 minutes of play. Eagles down 11. We'll take a break and be back after this. You're watching the Embry-Riddle Game Day Network.
This is the University of Tampa. Explore your dreams. Discover your talents. Get ready to invent, innovate, and be a leader. This is the University of Tampa.
Welcome back to the ICI Center where the Eagles trail Tampa 21-10 as we start the second quarter. Just looking at the stats, pretty easy to see the difference. Tampa shooting 61.5%, Embry-Riddle just 27.8%. Eagles have actually attempted 5 more shots than the Spartans, thanks to 6 offensive rebounds, 3 from Kelly Thomas, 2 from catcher Balabiakubo. Unfortunately, still down 11. Eagles need to shoot the ball a little bit better here if they want to pull off the upset over the 7th-ranked Spartans. Murray guarded by Jones. Kicks it over to Jean Louis. Now Langman up top, guarded by Sullivan. Langman puts her head down, drives, kick it out for Murray. Thought about the 3, she'll drive in. Puts a floater up and gets it to go. So Murray answers Jones' floater that ended the first quarter with one of her own. That was Murray's first points of the ball game. Leopold back out for Ramsey. Now Sullivan inside Kin. Kin, little hook shot, can't get it to go, but Jones, Sydney Jones will foul her. First foul on Sydney, first foul on the Eagles here in the second. Kin will head to the free throw line where she has shot 94 free throws this year. She's made 73 of them. She's averaging 78% from the charity stripe. First free throw is good. Gives her 8 to lead all scorers. Second free throw. That one's good as well. 9 points, 3 rebounds for the graduate transfer from the University of Findlay. Pass inside to Sydney Jones, but they're going to get Kin for holding her on that entry pass. Kin's first, team's first. Alabia Kubo will trigger. Finds Jean Louis. Little 18-footer. No. Sullivan grabs the board. Here's Ramsey. Skip pass to Sarah Jones. Back out top, Sullivan. Pass inside Kin, way too strong. Stolen away by Balabia Kubo. Ketra almost lost her footing, keeps the dribble. 23-12, Tampa by 11. Jean Louis out to Jones. Sydney Jones, long two, short. And it's going to hit out of bounds. That's an air ball for Sydney Jones. She'll probably want that one back. Eagles 6 of 21 from the floor. A shade under 30% shooting. Tampa, meanwhile, 62% from the field. Leopold from the block. Good take there by Audrey Leopold, a grad student. Transfer from Samford, from Seffner, Florida. Murray, open three from the wing. Got it. Murray, one of the better shooters to come through this Embry-Riddle program, buried that three. She's got 5 points to lead the Eagles. Eagles need to get some stops here on this defensive end. Sarah Jones throws on the brakes, gets it out to Leopold. Hands it off for Ramsey. Back to Jones now. Jones trying to cross over Murray. Murray just takes it away. Eagles have numbers. Sullivan tried to save that ball in, but it will stay with the Eagles. Good idea there from Rachel, but I think she telegraphed it a little too early, and Malia Sullivan was able to get her hands on that pass. Balabia Kubo will trigger for the Eagles. Finds Jean Louis. Eagles will set their offense. Jean Louis goes left, hands it off for Murray. Three ball on the way. A little short. It was on target, just about 2 inches short for Rachel Murray. Leopold in the corner. She'll dribble it up top. Gets it to Sullivan. Over for Jones now. Ramsey right in front of the Eagle bench. Skip pass. Sullivan drives in. Tried to find Kim, but we have an offensive foul against Malia Sullivan. Sydney Jones takes another offensive foul. It's her second drawn charge of the day. 5 turnovers now for the Spartans. That's one way the Eagles can stay in this one. Just turn the Spartans over. Need to turn those turnovers into points, though. Can start here. Here's Langman at the elbow. She'll shoot a free throw, essentially. Too strong. Sullivan grabs the board. Good look for Langman. Just couldn't get it to go. Ramsey directing traffic. Finds Jones. Top of the key. He played 3 minutes here in the ICI Center in the second quarter. 25-15 Tampa. Ramsey thought about a step back. Instead, she gets it over to Sullivan. Langman's going to play off her. We have a 3-second call against Ken. So another turnover for the Spartans. Here comes Jenna Teterich. She'll replace Langman. Eagles looking for a bucket here. Here's Jean Louis, puts up a shot, and we have a jump ball, and it will go back to the Eagles. Here's Sullivan, little 8-footer. No good. Rebound to Terich. Balabia Kubo passed that one right to Sullivan. Sullivan's going to go coast to coast. Little pick 6 there for Malia Sullivan. She's got 8. The lead is 12, 27-15. Jean Louis using a screen from Teterich. Her shot blocked by Jones. Rebounded by Sullivan. Eagles can't get much to go on the offensive end right now. Skip pass to Leopold inside Kin. Kin, shot, and she's going to be fouled by Jean Louis. First foul on Madison. A couple of Spartans coming in. Gusto along with Marcheski. Ken at the free throw line. Makes the first. Second free throw. That one's no good. Rebound tipped and controlled by Kelly Thomas, who just came in for the Eagles. The Eagles have been sitting on 15 points for a while. Here's Thomas. Needs some help. Into the corner, Murray. Murray has to save it in to Thomas. Shot clock down to 10. Katerich. Skip past Murray. Murray will drive baseline. Kick it out, Thomas. Eagles need to shoot. Katerich, top of the key, 3-ball. Back of the iron, no good. Rebound tipped up, and looks like they're going to get Madison Jean-Louis on the foul. Working against Sarah Jones. Jean-Louis has 2 fouls now. Looks like she's going to come out for Kaylee Turpinning. And that will take us to our second quarter media timeout. 28-15, Tampa over the Eagles. You're watching the Embry-Riddle Game Day Network. Coming out of this timeout, Tampa leads at 28-15. It'll be their ball in the backcourt. Embry-Riddle has Turpinning, Murray, Tatarich, Balabiakubo, and Thomas on the floor. Spartans working on a 13-point cushion. Eagles jumping into a little 2-3 zone trap here. Gusto is going to be fouled by Turpinning. Eagles racking up the fouls here in the second quarter. That was their last one to give, so Tampa will be shooting free throws on all non-player control fouls the rest of this quarter. Here's Gusto. Into the corner, Ramsey. Eagles in that 2-3 zone. Jones, Gusto. Tampa working around the perimeter. Marcheski. Now Jones again, this time in front of the Eagle bench. Marcheski top of the key. Jones, she'll shoot it. Can't get that one to go. Rebound fought for between 2 Eagles. Turpinning able to come away with it. Eagles need a bucket. Haven't scored in a while. In fact, they're over their last 4. 3.5-minute scoring drought for the Eagles. Thomas trying to find Balabiakubo inside. Here's Murray on the wing. Thomas finds Balabiakubo. Balabiakubo layup no good. Rebound is Sydney Kins. It was a great look for Balabiakubo. She just couldn't get it to go. Under 4 to play here in the half. Eagles down 13. Marcheski for Gusto. Back over, Marcheski, open 3 from the wing. That one is perfect. Nothing but the bottom of the net for Eleanor Marcheski. 31-15. Tatarich couldn't handle the pass from Murray. It's a turnover. Ramsey came away with it. Kin gets cut off under the hoop. Tried to find Marcheski. Instead, she passed it to Turpinning. Turpinning over to Murray. Back out top, Thomas. Goes Turpinning underneath. Turpinning puts up a shot. Gets it to go, and the foul. Eagles need a lot more of that. Sydney Jones will come in. Spartans are also going to go to the bench. Sullivan back in, and she'll bring Erin Antosh with her, a senior out of Townsend, Massachusetts. transfer from Delaware. Free throw is good for Kaylee Turpinning. Turpinning, a 6 of 7 free throw shooter in her career. Hasn't attempted too many. 31-18. Tampa up 13. A lot of time left. Would like to get this within 10 or even under 10 before halftime if you're Embry-Riddle. Here's Sullivan, guarded by Teterich. Sullivan, layup. That's too easy there for Malia Sullivan. 5'11 senior, able to get around the Eagle defender there. Back to a 15-point cushion. Turpinning, pass intended for Jones, but she's pushed in the back by Antosh. Fourth team foul on the Spartans, so both teams will be shooting free throws the last 2.5 minutes of the second quarter. Turpinning will trigger, looking for an Eagle. Finds Balabiakubo. Shot clock at 15. Murray in the corner. Thought about a 3. She'll put the ball down into the paint. Back out for Balabiakubo. Shot clock at 5. 3 on the way from Murray. Got it. Rachel Murray has hit a couple from deep. She's got 8 points to lead all Eagles. Eagles only down a dozen. 2 minutes to play here in the second quarter. Eagles got to stop the Spartans, though. They're shooting 67%. Here's Ramsey. Long 2. That one's no good. Rebound to Terich. Bucket here gets the Eagles with a 10. A 3 ball gets them within 9. To Terich, top of the key. Looking for Sydney Jones inside. Instead it'll be Balabiakubo. She'll drive baseline. She's fouled by Gusto. She'll go to the free throw line for a couple. Here comes Langeman for Embry-Riddle. And Leopold will come in for Tampa. Balabiakubo at the free throw line. She's a 68% free throw shooter. She's attempted the second most on the team behind Jean Louis. 34 for 50 on the season. First free throw for Ketra is good. Second free throw, perfect. Eagles within 10, 33-23. .90 to go here in the quarter. Leopold, guarded by Turpinning. Going right, gets it out for Sullivan. Sullivan has 10. Sullivan down the lane. Great take by Malia Sullivan. Split a couple Eagle defenders. And with her size and skill set, really tough to defend. Langeman kicks it out for Balabiakubo. Ketra working against Leopold. Ketra in the lane. Not sure if she was trying to throw up a shot or trying to pass it. Either way, Tampa comes away with a basketball. Tampa could go 2 for 1 here if they play their cards right. Ramsey out for Jones. Jones will shoot a 3. That one's short. Rebound Balabiakubo. Langeman top of the key into the corner. Balabiakubo. About a 12-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Murray from the free throw line. That one's too strong. Rebound loose. Fought for, controlled, and won by Balabiakubo. Great hustle by Ketra. But then the Eagles turn it over. Sarah Jones is going to go coast to coast. Layup good. The Eagles can have the last shot here. 37-23. They're down 14. 3 ball from Langeman. That's good. Eagles needed that. They'll trail by 11 going into halftime. 37-26. Spartans shot 64% in that first half. Embry-Riddle just 32%. But they're hanging in there. 37-26 at break. We'll take a break and be back after this. You're watching the Embry-Riddle Game Day Network.
This is the University of Tampa. Explore your dreams. Discover your talents. Get ready to invent, innovate, and be a leader. This is the University of Tampa.
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
Michelob Ultra, a proud partner of Embry-Riddle Athletics, is excited to celebrate game night right here at the United States Center. Remember, Michelob Ultra is only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy it responsibly. Michelob Ultra.
Can't touch this.
Welcome back here to the ICI Center, where Embry-Riddle trails Tampa 37-26 at halftime. Taking a look at some halftime stats. Again, the biggest difference is the shooting percentage. Tampa shot 64% in the first half, 14 of 22. Embry-Riddle at 38%, 10 of 31. And therein is your difference. Embry-Riddle will start the second half with the basketball. Teams will switch baskets. A couple of Eagles have 2 fouls, Jean-Louis and Turpinning. And for Tampa, Gusto and Kin both have 2 as well. Pass intended for Murray. She does track it down. Starting 5 for the Eagles, Murray, Teterich, Jones, Jean-Louis, and Balabiakubo. Here's Jean-Louis, guarded by Sarah Jones. Jean-Louis, spin move, shot partially blocked. Offensive rebound, though. Sydney Jones, Eagles need to shoot it. At the buzzer, Murray for 3. Back of the iron, no good. Long rebound comes to Ramsey. Here's Ramsey, guarded by Murray. Eagles in man-to-man. Kin, shot no good, but she's fouled. It's going to be a blocking foul against Balabiakubo. I think she was in the restricted area under the hoop. 2 free throws coming for Sydney Kin. Kin was 4 for 5 at the charity stripe in the first half. She's got 10 points. Malia Sullivan leads all scorers with 12. First free throw for Kin is good. Second free throw coming up. That one as well is good. 39-26. Tampa leads by 13. Jones, free throw line, shot good. Sidney Jones has got 4 points. Jones hit the deck. I'm not sure what happened there. Gusto, long pass to Ramsey. Ramsey on the wing. Shot clock at a dozen. Kin working against Jones. Layup good. Kin just so long, even with a 6-footer defending her. It's been hard for the Eagles to stop her. She's up to 14 points. Eagles lose the ball there. Gusto comes away with the steal. 41-28. Tampa leads by 13. Sullivan. Layup, good. Again, Sullivan and Kin, probably the two best post players in the league. Coach Lisa Wilson wants a timeout. 43-28, this will be immediate timeout. You're watching the Embry-Riddle Game Day Network.
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
The basketball in the backcourt. 43-28, down to Tampa by 15. Murray. Balabiakubo in the corner. Drives baseline. Reverse layup, good. Good take there by catcher Balabiakubo. Gusto, she'll shoot an open three. That one's no good. Rebound, Kin, somehow able to get it. Fresh shot clock for the Spartans. Here's Kin on the baseline. Pass out to Gusto. Jones, she'll shoot a three. That one's way off the mark. Airballed, actually. Will go to Embry-Riddle. Balabiakubo will walk the ball up the floor. Here's Teteric at the elbow. Step back, long two on the way. That one rims out. Balabiakubo there for the offensive rebound, however. Murray on the wing. Inside, Sidney Jones. She'll turn. Little 4-footer is good. Good look there from Sidney Jones. 11-point game, 43-32. Still lots of time left if you're the Eagles, but you got to get it done on this end. And Malia Sullivan, easy two for her. Balabiakubo hands it off. Jean Louis. Step back three for Madison. Way off the mark. King grabs the rebound, but Gusto couldn't handle the pass. Balabiakubo working against Gusto. She'll drive in, gets cut off, needs some help. Still underneath. Spin move in, it gets her own rebound. Second attempt, no good. Third attempt is good. Way to stay with it there if you're catcher Balabiakubo. 45-34. Again, it's an 11-point game. Eagles need a stop, though. Sullivan, 4-footer. That one's finally a miss. Sullivan was 8 for 10 before that miss. The Eagles can get it within single digits here with a bucket. Jean-Louis on the wing. Gets a screen from Teterich. Kicks it out, Jones. Jones is going to drive in. Throw up a shot. Banks it in. Bank is open for Sidney Jones. 45-36. Eagles down 9. Gusto on the wing. Skip pass. Sarah Jones. Up top, Ramsey. Ramsey's going to knife through. Finds Kin. Kin's shot is no good. The Eagles get a couple of stops in a row. Let's see what they can do on the offensive end. That'll be a Kubo. Step back 3 on the way. That one just rimmed out. Ooh, that would have been big. Under 5 minutes to play here in the third quarter. 45-36. Tampa leads it by 9. Ramsey's 3 ball. That one's way too strong. Kin and Murray were fighting for the rebound, and it's going to stay with the Spartans. Here comes Thomas. Here comes Langeman. And that will take us to our media timeout of the third quarter. 45-36, Spartans by 9. You're watching the Embry-Riddle Game Day Network.
Living room online. Can I get this look?
Kalen Home Furnishings design staff will work with your home's unique layout to create the style you want. We'll guide you through Kalen's vast selection of furniture brands made by quality manufacturers and refine your design until it's just right for you. Kalen's is more than a furniture store. It's a lifestyle. Kalen Home Furnishings, your partner in design.
Now for the dining room.
They led it by 11 at the break. Eagles have got it down under 10. Sullivan driving in, layup, good. Sullivan up to 18 points. Again, really, really hard to defend Malia Sullivan. That'll be a Kubo, out for Langeman. Inside, Thomas, and looks like Kin is going to be whistled for the reach in.
Personal foul on the Spartans, number 2,
And it looks like Kin's going to take a seat. That's her third foul. Alani Gallagher checks in on the inbound. Langeman drives baseline. We're against Sullivan. Goes out for Thomas. Thomas from the free throw line. Good. Gusto on the wing. Pass stolen away by Thomas. Here's Thomas. Step outside the block. Kicks it back out for Balabia Kubo. Catcher drives in. Layup way too strong. Gets her own rebound, though. She'll dribble it out. Murray was wide open in the corner for a second, but Balabia Kubo couldn't see her. Shot clock at 7. Shot clock down to 3. Balabia Kubo from the block. Got it in the foul! closest the Eagles have been in a while. Here comes Kaylee Turpinning in for Murray. Balabiakubo can make this a 6-point game with a free throw here. Ketra's got 8 points. Tied with Murray and Jones for team high honors. And she'll have it all by herself when she makes the free throw. 47-41. 3 minutes and change left to play here in the third quarter. Eagles in that 2-3 zone at the moment. Jean Louis, Balabiakubo up top. 3-ball from Ramsey. That one rims out. Oh, but the Eagles didn't grab the rebound. Oh, and Gallagher steps right through and makes the layup. Ah, what a tough break for the Eagles. There were 3 Eagles around the basketball, but none of them grabbed it. Back to an 8-point lead for the Spartans. Thomas on the block. She tries to go underneath, but she stepped out of bounds. The 2022-23 Embry-Riddle women's basketball season is presented by Daytona Mitsubishi. With an unparalleled dedication to their customers' needs, Daytona Mitsubishi is sure to make your car buying experience one of a kind. Daytona Mitsubishi is proud to support Embry-Riddle athletics. Eagles need another stop here. Ramsey, top of the key. Gusto, back to Ramsey. She'll shoot an open 3 from the top. She buries that one. Ramsey's got 4 points. That's her first made field goal tonight. Puts it back to an 11-point game, 52-41, and the Eagles turn it over. Just like that. It was 6. Now it's 11. Jones to Sullivan, stolen away. Good job. Zaragoza got the steal, but it was Kaylee Turpinning that got her hand on it. Eagles looking for a bucket here. Jean Louis inside Zaragoza. Zaragoza working against Sullivan. Probably a 3-second call. No call, though. Shot no good. Rebound, Tampa. Jones from the baseline. Got it. 54-41, just like that. Eagles had got it within 6 at 47-41, but it's a 7-0 Spartan run. Jean Louis. Step back 3. Off the mark. Ball goes out of bounds. Tonight's game is presented by Stoke Poke. Stoke Poke is excited to serve you at one of their 3 locations. One Daytona, Port Orange, and most recently, New Smyrna Beach. Stoke Poke specializes in Hawaiian-style fresh eats, including poke, acai, and street tacos. Stoke Poke. Sullivan, kick it out, Gusto. Defender flies by. She'll step back. 3-ball, no. Balabiakubo grabs the board. Eagles need a bucket here. Haven't scored since Balabiakubo's free throw on that and one. Trying to go inside to Zaragoza. Zaragoza finally gets it. But hands it back off for Balabiakubo. Shot clock at 6. Balabiakubo, spin move. Great move by Ketra, but you can't make the layup. Gallagher grabs the rebound. That was a fantastic move by Balabiakubo, but she just got a little too far under the hoop. Under 45 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Sullivan, top of the key, over for Jones. Ramsey in the corner. Skip past Gusto. Gusto, little 12-footer. That one's good. 56-41. The lead is up to 15. A 9-0 run by the visitors. Here's Jones. Jones lost it. Oh, she got it back, though. Still fighting for it. She's got the block. Clock at 5. Layup is no good, but she's fouled, and she'll go to the free throw line. They're going to get Sullivan, I think. That'll be her second. Lush landscaping, vibrant tropical colors, and salty breezes characterize the classic Caribbean charm of the Bahama House. For reservations, visit www.DaytonaBahamaHouse.com. Florida healthcare plans provide affordable, comprehensive health insurance benefits and use advanced treatment options to care for you and your family. At FHCP, we see healthcare from a different perspective. Yours. Visit FHCP.com to learn more today. Jones misses the first one. Second free throw from the senior. With 3.3 seconds left in the third quarter. That one's good. 14-point game. Gusto gets the inbound. Kate takes a couple of dribbles from just inside half court. Three ball good if it goes, and it's off the mark. 56-42, the score after 3. Tampa over Embry-Riddle. You're watching the Embry-Riddle Game Day Network.
This is the University of Tampa. Explore your dreams. Discover your talents. Get ready to invent, innovate, and be a leader. This is the University of Tampa.
Fourth quarter about to get underway here. It will be Tampa basketball. They lead at 56-42 over Embry-Riddle. They outscored the Eagles by 3 in that third quarter. At one point had an 11-0 run. Eagles staying in that 2-3 zone. Gusto. That shot no good, but Gallagher grabs the offensive board. Gusto, she'll try it again. That one is going to be no good, and she's going to pick up the offensive foul. Gusto's got 3 fouls. Jones takes her third charge of the afternoon. Turpinning, she'll walk the ball off the floor. Here's Jones at the elbow. She'll shoot it from the elbow, and she'll make it from the elbow. 12-point game. It'll be a turnover. Embry-Riddle will get the ball back. Kin will come back in for Gallagher. Catcher Balabi-Akubo will check in for Turpinning. Nine minutes to go here in regulation. Inside Jones. She'll turn. She'll shoot it. That one's too strong. Rebound Sarah Jones. Sullivan. She's got 18. Gusto. Ramsey. She drives baseline. Into the corner. Sullivan. Back out Sarah Jones. Couldn't handle the pass. Here comes Balabi-Akubo. Balabi-Akubo. Layup is good. 10-point game. 56-46. Timeout called by the Spartans. We'll take a break. 56-46. You're watching the Embry-Riddle Game Day Network. Tampa leads Embry-Riddle by 10. 8.5 minutes to play here in the fourth quarter. 3 ball straight away from Ramsey is short. Rebound, Balabi-Kubo, and the Eagles again. They had 2 players fighting for the basketball. It's going to be Tampa possession. Kin, she's got 14. Sullivan's got 18. Those two have been really tough to stop for the Eagles. Here's Jones driving in. She gets that one to go. Jones is up to 11 in her first game back here at Embry-Riddle after transferring. Back to a 12-point lead for the visitors. Jones working against Sullivan. Murray underneath. Murray's layup is no good, but Balabi-Kubo has a rebound. She's got a double-double. 11 points, 10 rebounds for Ketchum. Murray, 3 ball from the wings. Good. Rachel Murray has 11 points. She's 3 for 5 from distance. Eagles down 9. Sullivan. Over for Jones. Now Gusto looking inside for Kin. Still can't get it to her. Sullivan. Tough shot there. Might have been partially blocked, but instead it's just going to be an air ball out of bounds. Embry-Riddle will take possession. Terich over for Jones. Skip pass, and again, telegraph that one way too easily. Ramsey steals it. Ramsey into the lane. Kick it out, Sullivan. Back out top for Ramsey. Skip pass to Jones. Jones inside Kin. Kin layup, good, and the foul. Kin's got 16 points to go along with 6 rebounds. She'll go to the free throw line to try to complete this 3-point play. Three players in double figures for the visitors. Sullivan, Kin, and Jones. For Embry-Riddle, 3 as well. They all have 11 points. Murray, Balabi-Kubo, and Jones. Balabi-Kubo walking the ball up. Eagles down 12. 6.5 to play. Pass inside Jones. Poked away. Last touch by Kin. Tatarich will trigger for Embry-Riddle. And Jones can't handle the inbounds. Ramsey guarded by Balabi-Kubo. Pass inside Sullivan. She's double teamed. Tried to kick it out to Sarah Jones, but instead Jones was moving and Sullivan throws it into the Tampa bench. Eagles looking for a bucket. Jean-Louis, shot, no good. Rebound, though, is offensive by Jenna Tatarich. Balabi-Kubo. And we have an offensive foul against Embry-Riddle. It's going to go against Jenna Tatarich. The Eagles, unfortunately, have turned the ball over 13 times, less than the Spartans. Both teams have scored 14 points off those turnovers. Tampa's turned the ball over 16 times in this one. Jones inside Sullivan. Sullivan one-on-one to Tatarich. She lowers the shoulder, puts it up and in. Sullivan up to 20. She's 10 of 14 from the field. Really good 1-2 combo, Kin and Sullivan. Balabi-Kubo, a little scoop shot is good. Ketra's got 13. Jones for Gusto on the wing. Inside Sullivan. Again, one-on-one against the Terich. Little fadeaway, no. Murray grabs the board. Eagles again trying to get within 10. A 3-ball will get them within single digits. Jones on the block, working against Kent. Shot, no. Rebound, Ramsey. (63-51). Under 5 to play. Next dead ball will be our media timeout here in the fourth quarter. Sullivan, she's double teamed. Wide open, Sarah Jones. Jones' defender had to come over to try to help on Sullivan, and Jones was left wide open for an easy lay-in. 65-51, Embry-Riddle down 14. Valabiakubo hands it off for Jean Louis. Jean Louis gets a screen from Jones. Back out for Valabiakubo. Into the lane, and she gets bumped by Gusto. That'll be Gusto's fourth. Here comes Thomas and Langeman for Embry-Riddle. Looks like Marcheski will come in and replace Sullivan. Guess we're not doing a media timeout in the fourth. I may have missed it. I don't know. Either way, we're 3:40 left to go. We have a timeout called by Tampa. We'll take a break and be back after this. 65-51, Tampa over Embry-Riddle. You're watching the Embry-Riddle Game Day Network. Eagles jump into a full-court trap here, but the Spartans able to break it. They're up 14 with 3.5 to play here in the fourth. Ken gets it and gets fouled. Ken's got 19, so we'll go to the free throw line. I think this is her third or fourth three-point play opportunity. Looks like Gusto will exit as Leopold will come in. Ken, 19 points, 6 rebounds. Make it, misses the free throw, so she'll stay at 19. Langeman grabs the rebound, gets it up to Murray. Tampa 59% from the floor. Embry-Riddle 36. That shot by Valabiakubo is no good. Ramsey has the rebound. She's got 8 rebounds to go along with 4 points. Couple of assists. 10 assists for the Spartans on 27 made buckets. Marcheski, a look for Jones. Jones has 13. She'll shoot a 3. That one's going to be offline. Langman grabs the rebound. Valabiakubo gets a screen from Thomas. Back to Thomas. She'll shoot it from the elbow. Can't get that one to go. Ken grabs the board. Seven rebounds for Ken. That pass poked away, stolen. Good defense by Thomas. Jean Louis came away with a steal. Jean Louis, little Euro step. Can't get that one to go, but an offensive rebound for Thomas. laying him a little step through. Can't get that one to go either. And Marcheski grabs the rebound. A couple of good looks by the Eagles. They just couldn't find pay dirt. Tampa's going to take a rolling timeout here to sub. Sidney Jones will come in for Embry-Riddle, and number 44, Aaron Antosh, will come in for the Spartans. Looks like Teterich also will come in. That shot no good, but we have a foul. It's going to go against Tampa. Here comes Turpinning.
And that game for the Eagles was Taylor Turpinning.
Eagles down 16. Under 90 seconds to go. That'll be a Kubo. That shot is good. Eagles will be back in action at Barry on Wednesday down at Miami Shores. 5:30 p.m. tip. And the Eagles will be back here in Daytona Beach on Saturday against Eckerd for a 4 p.m. start time. Leopold for Jones. Ramsey. Leopold from the free throw line. No. Finds a wide open Aaron Antosh underneath, and Antosh puts it up and in. Easy two. 69-53. Tampa's going to win this one over the Eagles. Murray, step back three, but before that, we have a travel called on the Eagles. Here comes Sadie Walsh-Gay. About a 10-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock here in the ICI Center. Men's game will take place in about 30 minutes after the conclusion of this one. 3 ball from Marcheski. That's good. 72 points for the Spartans. 53 for the Eagles. That'll be a Kubo. Hands it off for Walsh-Gay. Pass was intended for Teterich, and it was tipped by the Spartans. Couple of subs for the Spartans. Number 3, Stephanie Theodosakis, and number 42, Bella Steidel, will check in. Teterich over for Turpinning. 3 ball on the way for Kaylee. That one's too strong. Balabia Kubo, though, adds to her rebounding total. She's going to finish with 15 and 11. And the Eagles probably won't have a shot here at the buzzer. 72-53 your final as the Spartans win this one over Embry-Riddle to complete the series sweep over the Eagles. Let's take a look at the final stats. Tampa shot 58% for the game, 29 of 50. Just 3 of 13 from deep, and 11 of 13 from the free throw line. Kinn finished with 19, Sullivan with 20. For Embry-Riddle, they shot 35% from the field, 27% from 3, and they were 5 of 6 at the free throw line. That'll be Kubo led Embry-Riddle with 15 points and 11 rebounds, while Rachel Murray and Sidney Jones also had double figures with 11. 72-53 the final. Tampa over Embry-Riddle. 30 minutes away from the Embry-Riddle men's team taking on Tampa. Hope you can join John Phillips for that one. I'm Ryan Mosier signing off on the Embry-Riddle Game Day Network.